Masayang pagbati na may ngiti sa aking mga labi. Naghahanap ba kayo ng makakatuwang sa pagre-review ng inyong anak? Meron yan sa DepEd. Ang ETUlay online tutorial ay libre at handog ng ating kagawaran sa pangunguna ng OUA ICTS EdTech. Ito ay isang proyektong makatutulong sa mga mag-aaral, katuwang ang mga magulang o kasama sa kani-kanilang tahanan para masagutan at maunawaan ang mga modules. Hangad din ng programang ETUlay ang matulungan ang ating mga guro sa kanilang mga blended learning classes. Ang ating ETUlay ay mula kinder hanggang senior high school. Bukod sa academics, meron din tayong mga special programs gaya ng All is Wellness, Reading and Math Remediation, Storytelling, Mommy Tech Talks, Classes sa Gramatika, Speech Class, Financial Literacy, at marami pang iba. Pinalawig din ng ETUlay ang ating Alive program para sa mga mag-aaral mula grade 1 hanggang grade 3. Gayun din ay mayroon tayong ALS program at SPED tutorials na makasisigurong makakamit ng lahat ang inclusive education. May SPED hotline na rin para sa inyong mga katanungan patungkol sa special education. Kaya, subaybayan mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, mula 9:00 ng umaga hanggang 7:00 ng gabi ang ating ETUlay. Sa ating pagtutulungan, maiaangat natin ang bawat isa. Ating itutulay ang pagkatuto upang di mapigil ang pag-aaral ng kabataang Pilipino. Itulay natin ito, sulong edukalidad.
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive, and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our modules, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Hello everyone! Isang amazing na hapon po sa inyong lahat. Hello sa ating mga grade 8 learners, teachers and parents, and of course sa ating mga school head na talagang sumusubaybay sa ating DepEd ETUlay online tutorial session. Of course, hatid sa inyo ng DepEd Department of Education through the ICTS. Alright, so isang magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Once again, amazing na hapon. I am Tutor Marky from SDO Bulacan. Kasama po si Tutor C from the SDO Tarlac Province. So of course, again, Science 8 ETUlay online tutorial every Monday from 1:40 p.m. to 2:20 p.m. At live na live po yan sa ating DepEd ETUlay Facebook page and of course, DepEd ETUlay YouTube channel. And of course, grade 8 learners, kung mapapansin nyo po, ako lang mag-isa ngayong hapon dahil po ang ating Tutor Z ay may importante lang pong aasikasuhin. But for now, syempre, asamahan niyo po ako, mga grade 8 learners and acting mga keyboard warriors. Talaga namang ngayong hapon ay ating pong pag-uusapan. Isa na namang kaabang-abang na topic para sa inyong lahat. And of course, grade 8, ito na tayo, papunta na tayo sa exciting part. Of course, tayo po ay nasa week 6 na. And of course, bago ang lahat, kindly share our session today. As in now na, tag or mention your friends. So therefore, always comment your name and your school dyan mismo sa comment section. And of course, syempre, power sharing tayo mga kaibigan. Okay, so let's start our timer. So ibig sabihin, start na po tayo from hello kay Laika Galang Pagdanganan from Santa Lucia National High School, kay Jerome Osdanya ng Katmon National High School, kay Francine De Leon Panalangin ng Santa Lucia High School, kay Clea Soriano. Hello din kay Ma'am Ninita Martin Tolentino. Happy viewing po. Okay, kay Samantha Fajardo from Santa Cruz National High School. Kay Lorenzo DRG, talaga namang hanggang ngayon, nandiyan pa siya from Partida National High School. Kay Lea De Vera, hello there. Kay Jasmine Bata, yan, tinag pa siya. Kay Aiza May Magaway Pulido, ayan, parang okay. So we have another one is we have Christian Alvaro, hello there. Hello kay Jasmine Bautista. Ayan, yung mga students ko from grade 10 na talaga namang up to grade 8 ay tumututok sila. Hello po kay Sir Mark Lester from Pulong Buhangin National High School. Medyo nagaano ang ating timer. Okay, so we have Mary Rose Santos from Katmon National High School. Hello po. Kay Jeremiah Asher, kay Lea De Vera, who else? Kay Aldrian Mark Pulayan from Katmon National High School. And of course, hello there kay Kriza May Edma mula naman sa Ramon National High School. Ayan, so bago ang lahat, no? So again, samahan niyo po ako hanggang sa mamaya matapos ang ating online tutorial session. Of course, syempre, bibigyan ko po kayo ng isang magandang discussion for this afternoon. Gaya nung nabanggit ko kanina, papunta na tayo sa exciting part. We are now on week 6 of our quarter 4 ETUlay Science Tutorial Session. So malapit na po tayo sa ating recognition. And of course, at syempre yan ay ating aabangan. For this afternoon session, ang ating topic is about interaction. So by the way, I would like to recognize first the development team of this module that we're going to use for this afternoon. This module entitled Interaction, all right, is from the Schools Division of Bulacan. And of course, the development team of this module, we would like to say thank you very much po. The writers, the illustrators, layout artists, the editors, the content evaluator, language evaluator, layout evaluator, and of course, the management team. Thank you very much. All right, so for this week 4, quarter 4, week 6, our most essential learning competency, all right, is to explain the advantage of high biodiversity in maintaining the stability of an ecosystem and describe the transfer of energy through the trophic levels that you encounter every day. Ayan, so medyo mahaba-haba ang ating learning competency for this afternoon. Kayo ba, mga grade 8 learners, ay kamusta, by the way? So, ayan, may konting paano pa ako. Hello po kay Donabel Luches. Ayan, so patuloy talaga silang ayan, thank you very much, Lea De Vera, done sharing po. So please, pakishare po ang ating online tutorial session this afternoon para masaya po ang lahat. Hello din po kay Daisy Santos de la Cruz from Partida National High School. Ayan, so mamaya babanggitin ko rin yung mga ibang mga learners natin na sumusubaybay. Hello din po kay Aiza Pulido from Don Mariano Marcos National High School. Thank you very much. So for this afternoon, our learning goals for our week 6 topic, which is interaction, is first, at the end of this session, you will going to identify procedures, consumers, and decomposers. The second one is to investigate and analyze the transfer of energy from one organism to another. And our third learning goal is to recognize the role of each organism in the environment. All right, so are you ready, guys? But before that, let us have first some reminders to ponder. First one is to take the pretest prepared at the start of this module or the start of this session. Another one is to take time in reading and understanding the lesson and follow instruction carefully. So another one is use a clean sheet of paper for your answers in each activity or assessment, or just simply comment your answer on our comment section. And also try to recall and connect the ideas that you had on your lower years. So another one is don't hesitate to ask if you need to clarify something, approach or contact your teacher. Siyempre, nandiyan naman sila ma'am. If you have something na hindi kayo medyo na naliliwanagan, so nandiyan lang naman sila ma'am. One chat away lang naman yan sila ma'am. So another one is be honest when doing this activity or record only what you have already really observed. Take pause tests prepared at the end of this session or at the end of this module, and you can check your answers in the activities, self-assessments, and pause test. Alright, so again, so everyone, so the recognition at stake, ito talaga kaabang-abang to dahil ito ay ating bibigyan ng pagkilala ang ating mga grade 8 learners at bibigyan din sila ng award. Siyempre, we have the Mahusay Tuti, we have the Faster Thinker Tuti, Sightastic Tuti, we have the Mahusay Teacher, and of course, the Mahusay School. So, sino-sino ba ang makakakuha ng ito? Sino-sino ba yung mga eskwelahan na laging nandyan para sa atin from week 1 up to week 8, from first quarter down to the fourth quarter. So, ayan, mabibigyan natin sila ng recognition sa ating week 8. Kaya, grade 8 learners, teachers, parents, and ating sa mga iba't ibang mga schools, ayan, tutok lang po tayo up to our graduation. And of course, ayan, ready na ba ang lahat? So, paki-comment nga po kung ready na, kung ready na po kayo sa ating online session for this afternoon. Ayan, patuloy talagang bumabaha ang ating comment section. Ayan, so from Don Mariano Marcos National High School, ayan, nakikita ko po, ayan, ang inyong comments. Yes, Tutor Marky from Kurt Axel. Ayan, ready na rin si Lorenzo DRG. Kay Janelle Cabilin, ready na rin siya. Kay Mary Kat Sipagan, Katleya, kasi si Katleya, si Monique Duque. Ayan, ready na. So, are you ready? So, let's start. So, the directions, read each question carefully, choose the letter of the correct answer, and use a separate sheet of paper for your answers or comment it down. So, again, grade 8 learners, do not forget to type the number and then your answer, the letter of your correct answer. All right, let's begin. So, for the first question, the transfer of the sun's energy from producers to consumers as organisms feed on one another. What is that? Is it letter A, food chain? Is it letter B, food cycle? Letter C, is it food pyramid? Or letter D, food web? All right, so let's see the comment section. Ayan, si Lorenzo DRG, he answered letter A, that is food chain. So grade 8 learner, ayan, si Lai Kagalang Pagdanganan, she answered letter A also. Ayan, very familiar name. Ayan, thank you very much for, ayan, we have Leia Obiliano. All right, so Katleya Soriano answered letter A. Janelle Cabilin, ayan, Aida, ayan, Ginger, hello there. Ayan, si Lea de Vera, Francine de Leon Panalangin, Ray Humbas, Frena J, Jerome Osdanya, or they all of them answered letter A. So let's see what is the correct answer for this. All right, very good. So the answer is the food chain. Job well done, guys. For good start for the question number 2. Okay, the level of food chain that contains the most energy are the blank. Is it letter A, decomposers? Letter B, first order consumer? Letter C, second order consumer? Or letter D, producers? All right, so we are now on our second question for our pretest. Let's see who will be the one who answered the question number 2. Hello there from Catmon National High School, from Don Mariano Marcos National High School. Ayan, so we have here Lorenzo DRG answered letter D, as well as Janelle Cabilin, Leia. All right, so Samantha Fajardo, Ginger Alonso. We have also Dustin Layug answered letter D, Francine De Leon Panlangin answered letter D, Laika Galang Pagdanganan, Meryl Kate Pascual, Sharina. All right. Who else? Frena Joy de Guzman answered letter D. Cyril Alcantara answered letter D also, as well as Kurt Furok. All right, so let's see what is the answer for question number 2. The answer is letter B. All right, so first order consumer. All right, so I think by the way, it's letter D rather. Okay, nagkamali lang si Tutor Marky. The answer is letter D. So it is the most energy kasi si producer. So since siya yung first level. All right? So our third question. All right? So we have Alright, so hintay lang natin. Ayan, when the frog eats grasshopper, the energy from the grasshopper transfers into the blank. So we have here letter A, water, letter B, soil, letter C, air, or letter D, frog. Alright, so when the frog eats grasshopper, the energy from the grasshopper moves or transforms into the blank. All right. So what is the answer for this question number 3? So according to Aidan Daipuyart, okay, he answered letter B. So according to Janelle Trinares, letter D. Lorenzo DRG, letter D. Sir Mark Lester answered also letter D. All right. So Rain Eugenio answered letter D. Lai Kagalang Pagal, letter D. According to Daisy, it's letter B naman yung kanya. So Kurt Furok with the question mark, letter D. Cyril Alcantara, letter D. So let's see what is the answer. All right. So the answer is letter D, frog. All right. So good job, everyone. So everyone, kindly comment your scores you have that you had on our pre-test. So let's see, hintayin natin kung ano yung naging scores nila. So you are amazing and fantastic, everyone. So since you already answered our pre-test, we already have Lorenzo DRG answered 3/3. We have Kateo Soriano 3/3, Justin Layug 2/3. Okay lang yan. Alright, as well as si Cyril, si Katleya, si John Cyrus 3/3, si Ma'am Nenitag Tolentino 3/3, and Samantha Fajardo with a yehey. All right, 3/3. Thank you very much for your participation in our pre-test. Congratulations. Let's move on. Ayan. For our background or for our review, if you still remember, when we had our online tutorial session on week 4, so we already discussed this. As a certain review, we have already discussed the classification of living organisms. So we already identify the hierarchical what you call this classification of the organisms. We have the species, we have the genus, the family, the order, the class, the phylum, and the kingdom. So all the organisms inside or organisms that we have, whether it is a plants or animals, all of them has its classification, and they are all inside in an ecosystem. That's why last time I already discussed to you or give you some information or inputs that we must also take care of our environment, because we are also part of our environment. We are part of an ecosystem. We are having our needs with our different animals, we have different plants. In short, we are interconnected with them. So in short, we are interconnected. Dapat mahalin natin sila, pangalagaan natin ang mga taong or hayop and different organisms na nakapaligid sa atin. So now that you have classified those organisms, let us learn more about their interactions of plants and animals, and knows who eats the other organisms. Just like what I've told you, we are part of the biodiversity, and as being part of that, interrelated tayo sa isa't isa. Tayo ay may kailangan sa kanila, sila may kailangan din sa atin. We are interacting with each other. So therefore, there is an interaction. Alright, so as you can see here, class, ano yung napapansin nyo dito? So let's see. Ating slide. So we have here food chain. So as you can see, class, food chain, di ba? Kung makikita nyo po, it is such a cycle. May makita tayong halaman, may araw, may grasshopper, okay, may frog, may snake, may hawk, and also we have a fungi. So just like what I've told you a while ago, all of us are interconnected with each other. So just like them, they are interconnected to each other. So on what particular way? They are interconnected because of what we call food chain. All right. So what is a food chain? Can we consider this as part of a certain biodiversity? Yes, it is part of biodiversity. So it is It is just only a process that can be found in biodiversity. So what is a food chain? So a food chain is a relationship that shows the flow of energy in an environment. So I highlighted here the flow of energy, di ba? As an organism, as a human being, or being part of biodiversity, all of us has an energy. So lahat ng ginagawa natin, lahat ng mga activities natin, breathing, jogging, eating, hopping, running, all of us needs energy for us to survive in this particular world. So just like any organisms, just like the frog, the grasshopper, the different animals and plants that we have in our world, kailangan ng energy. So ngayon, sabi dito, when we talk about food chain, ito yung relationship or yung nagpapakita ng flow ng energy. Kumbaga, uh, from uh, from the first from the producer na kung saan nasa kanya yung pinaka main energy, kapag kinain tayo or kinain yon ng isang organism, mapupunta sa kanya yung energy. At yung kumain nung kumain dun sa first energy, kapag kumbaga maglilipat-lipat yung energy from the first stage, from the producer. So at mamaya ipapakita ko sa inyo yan. So another description when we talk about food chain. So the food chain moves from one organism to another. So just like here in the picture, we have the different organisms from the plants to grasshopper to frog to snake down to the owl. So giving energy to the organisms by digesting the food. So meaning to say, as a food chain, as you can see here, si producer yung first step. Alright? So kung babalikan natin yung kaninang slide kanina, nakikita natin dito yung araw. Kung bakit may araw dyan. So what is the meaning or what is the explanation kung bakit may araw? Since we all know, or for those who still not know, that sun is the ultimate source of energy. So nasa kanya lahat. So producer, yung first stage, it is in the term of plants. So in our example here, grass ang example natin. So syempre, para ang bawat halaman na meron tayo sa earth, syempre kumukuha yan ng enerhiya sa araw through the process of photosynthesis. So remember that. So according to this, may nakita kong output, kay sun produces energy in a form of heat according to Lorenzo DRG. So since sun is the ultimate source of energy and all of us, even us, ay nakakuha ng vitamin sa sun, in terms of the food chain, si sun ay nagbibigay ng energy or ng pagkain o yung enerhiya, sabihin na natin, dun sa mga plants na meron tayo. So yung plants na yon, through the process of photosynthesis, nakakakuha sila ng enough energy para dun sa mga halaman. And for those plants that we have, they are known as the producers. At syempre, itong plant na to, since may energy na siya, kasi nga syempre tumubo na siya. So ibig sabihin, producer, sa kanya yung first stage, sa kanya yung pinakamadaming energy na nakuha niya sa araw. Ngayon, syempre, ano ang kakain sa plant? Noong unang stage, si grasshopper. Si grasshopper, siya naman yung consumer. Siya yung makikinabang dun sa energy na meron si plant, which is meron siyang produce. Siya yung nagpo-produce, nagbibigay ng enerhiya si plant at ibibigay niya yon kay grasshopper. So si grasshopper yung considered as our first consumer dahil siya yung unang nakakain dun sa plant. Second, si frog, dahil kumakain siya ng grasshopper at si grasshopper ay may energy na galing doon kay plant, kakainin ni grasshopper ay ni frog si grasshopper. So si grasshopper, consumer din siya kasi nakinabang siya doon kay grasshopper. Kaya lang, mas konti na yung makukuha niyang energy kasi siya yung consider natin as our second consumer. Same as yung snake, kapag kinain yung frog, may makukuha siyang energy. Okay? May makukuha siyang energy na yon as well as yung owl, may makukuhang energy kapag kinain naman niya yung snake. So in short, definitely, mayroon tayong cycle or there is a chain, okay, from one organism to another. Kung kumbaga, nagsasalin ng energy from one organism to another. So, we have here, the first one is the producers. Ayan, nabanggit ko kanina. So when we talk about producers, Ayan. So, organisms that capable of converting energy from the sun. Ito yung nabanggit ko kanina. So, si sun, since it is the ultimate source of energy that we have, ibibigay niya yung sun na yun through the process of photosynthesis sa grass. Alright? So, siya yung producer. The next one is the consumers. So, sino ba yung makikinabang dun sa producer? Si consumer. Si consumer naman, okay, siya yung magsusupply, siya yung makakakuha ng energy na sinupply ng producer. So, dito sa example natin, sabi ko nga, si mouse, okay, si snake, okay, and even si hawk ay example ng consumers. Okay. The third one, we have the decomposers. Here is the microscopic organisms that break down the bodies of dead animals and plants. The nutrients that come from this composition get back to the soil. So dito sa chain na pinapakita ko sa inyo, from the sun, okay, from the ultimate source of energy, binigay or nakakakuha ng enerhiya ang producer natin, which is the grass, okay, and then kapag kinain, nagkaroon ng food chain, okay? Ito si snake, binigay yung energy niya kay hawk, kinain kasi ni hawk si snake. Pagdating sa hawk, may energy na siya, nagaling doon sa snake kasi kinain niya. Kumbaga, kapag tumanda na to si hawk or there will be a time na namatay si hawk, di syempre, made-decompose yung body niya. So, kakainin yun ng mga different microorganisms. Yung different microorganisms na yun yung considered as decomposers. Kumbaga kung namatay na yung hawk dito sa example natin, kakainin yung dead body ng hawk. So, ang kumakain nun ay yung different microorganisms that considered as decomposers. So, as a here is a simple summary nung kanina, nung producers, consumers, and decomposers. So producers, those are the different animals, plants that we have. Okay, ito yung mga kinakain ng mga consumers. So preferably, ang mga example natin, ito yung mga different plants na meron tayo. Kasi nga, they are the one who gets energy from the sun through the process of photosynthesis. Consumers, okay, sila yung kumakain or nakikinabang sa mga producers. Okay? Nakukuha nila yung energy from the producers. However, we talk about consumers naman, kapag namatay yung mga consumers natin, kakainin naman sila ng mga decomposers. At yung mga decomposers na to ay makikita natin sa soil. So, kumbaga, babalik at babalik. So, that is what we call food chain. So, dito sa another example natin, okay, we have the producer. Okay, the first stage, siya yung pinakamadaming energy, kakainin ng grasshopper, yung plants or yung grass. So, meron na siyang energy. So, siya yung unang nakinabang. That's why siya yung primary consumer or the first consumer. Ngayon, ang kakain naman sa grasshopper, si frog. Okay, kasi yung frog kumakain ng grasshopper, siya yung secondary consumer. Yung energy ni grasshopper ay nakuha ni frog, kaya lang mas konti na. Okay. So next one, ang frog, which is secondary consumer, ay kakainin naman ng ating tertiary consumer, which is a snake. Okay. So merong nakuhang energy si snake kay frog. Okay. As well as, ang final consumer natin is si owl na kumakain ng snake. So also, just like the snake, may nakuha din si owl na energy from the snake. So, next one, since si owl ang ating final consumer, mamamatay si owl, kasi syempre lahat naman tayo ay mamamatay, okay, madedecompose ang ating body at iyon ay makukuha naman ng ating mga microorganisms gaya ng mga ito. Ito yung mga fungi, which is fungi, ito yung mga discussion na yung nakaraan, and syempre, babalik sa soil. Alright, so we have here from Mary Rose Santiago, the group of organisms called decomposers forms from the final link in the food chain. Ayan. Hello din po kay Sir Alfredo Reliora from Ocampo National High School. Thank you very much po for allowing your students to watch our online tutorial session every Monday. Ayan, thank you very much po. Ayan, nakaka-segue pa ako ng bate. The next one is the food web. Okay, as you can see class, if you're going to compare this dun sa food chain kanina, sa food chain, kung mapapansin nyo, isang arrow lang, so isang direction lang siya, paikot. However, kapag sinabi nating food chain, there is interlocking. Okay, kumbaga, sanga-sanga siya. So, ibig sabihin dito sa food chain, dito natin makikita or malalaman kung sino-sino, kumbaga kung paano kumakain ng isang organism ng iba pang organism. So dito siya makikita. So kung mapapansin nyo po, hindi lang isa, hindi lang dalawa, madami. It is a multiple kinds of food chain. Okay, so from this example, ito po ay the different organisms or different animals that can be found on the marine biodiversity. We have here the phytoplankton, we have the sardine, we have the mullet, we have the lapu-lapu, the tuna, mackerel, we have the shark, as well as an anchovy. So when we talk about food chain, it is the summary of all the pathways by which energy moves from one level to another through the ecosystem. Since in a ecosystem, most of them, syempre sila lang yung mga nandoon, sila yung nagkakainan sa isa't isa. Kumbaga, they have their own food chain. Kumbaga, sa food web, mas pinagsama-sama sila. Interconnected sila sa isa't isa. So, a food web, okay, it is a simplified food cycle within the sea. So, as we can see here, illustrated the interconnected feeding relationship between the sea organism. Just like what I've told you a while ago, so there is a producer, there is a consumer, kaya lang, syempre, marami nang involved. Kasi it is a simplified food cycle nung iba't ibang organisms. Kaya lang magkaka-interconnected sila. So just like what I've told you a while ago, the differentiation between the food chain and the food web, when we talk about food chain, okay, there is only one path. Okay, there is a producer. Okay, they are the one who has a lot of energy to the first consumer, to the second consumer, to the tertiary consumer, okay, down to the decomposers, going back to as being a producer. That is a food chain. However, when we talk about food web, okay, food web, there is an interconnectedness of different food chains. Kumbaga, pinagsama-samang food chain ng iba't ibang mga organisms, kaya lang interconnected sa isa't isa. All right? So, kung makikita natin dito from the berries, ang mga berries ay kinakain ng butterfly, kinakain ng ladybird, kinakain din ng red robin. So, ang red robin, ito sa taas, kinakain ng eagle. Okay? Kinakain ng eagle. So, yung energy ni berries napunta kay red robin, si red robin, which is yung ibon dito sa taas, ay kapag kinain siya ng eagle, pupunta yung energy ni red robin kay eagle. So, likewise, we have here the ladybird, kinain siya ng dragonfly, as well as the butterfly, kinain ng frog. So, yung energy ni butterfly, ni ladybird, and even the dragonfly ay mapupunta kay frog. Okay? Same as ito, the producer, si rabbit, si grasshopper, si rat, si frog, si snake. Okay? Ayan, ay kakainin naman sila ni eagle at saka ni fox. So si eagle at si fox, they were the one who will be the final or the tertiary consumer. At syempre pag namatay si eagle at si fox, yung body nila ay kakainin naman ng mga decomposers. And that is what we call the food web. All right? So ayan, so we have here we have here another one from Sir Christopher Respicio. Ayan, a network of interconnecting food chains in a natural community of different organisms is called a food web. Ayan, thank you very much, Christopher. And right, so hello po sa mga taga Partida National High School. Ayan, so from the Ocampo National High School, Santa Cruz National High School, Don Mariano Marcos National High School, good afternoon po and welcome sa ating online tutorial session. Ako lang po, baka hanapin niyo po si Tutor C. Thank you very much for always be there at talaga namang sinasamahan ako up to end. Alright, just moving on, we have here the food pyramid. Ayan, food pyramid. Alright, so when organisms eat, they absorb energy or absorb matter also as an energy into their bodies, just like what I've told you a while ago. So for example, once you eat chicken, tayo as a human being, okay, even tayo ay part ng isang food chain, isang part ng food web. Okay, pag tayo kinain natin yung chicken, okay, so yung nutrients ng chicken na na meron siya, or even yung energy na meron ng isang chicken ay mapupunta din sa atin. Okay? So, nagbibuild to ng muscles and even nagbibuild siya ng energy sa atin. So, ngayon, kung ano yung kinain nung chicken na kinain natin, okay, napupunta din sa atin. Kaya lang, nababawas-bawasan siya. So, that is the food pyramid. So, as you can see here, we have here an example. Okay, the top, we have here from the cactus. Okay, ang cactus, okay, it serves as the producer. Okay, ang cactus from this example, okay, ay merong a certain organism just like the mice, okay. Okay, nakukuha siya ng energy through the cactus. So, yung energy na yon, he is considered as the primary consumers rather. So ngayon, itong mice na to, pag kinain siya ng scorpions, okay, si scorpions naman na makikinabang dun sa kinuha ng ating primary consumer. So the scorpion will be considered as our second consumer or secondary consumer. At ang rattlesnake, okay, ay considered as a tertiary consumer, kinain niya yung scorpion, okay, siya yung considered as our final consumer or tertiary consumer. So from this, as you can see class, we have here the food pyramid of a certain food cycle, or food chain rather. So kasi isang direction lang. So makikita nyo po dito, ang producer is siya yung pinaka-bottom part, meaning to say, siya yung may pinakamaraming nakuhang energy. Siyempre, dahil nagpapasalin-salin yung energy dahil dun sa pagkakain-kain ng isang organism sa isa pang organism, pagdating kay tertiary consumer, which is on the top of our food pyramid, siya yung mas less ang energy na nakuha. So habang dumadami yung organisms na nagpapasalin ng energy from the producers, mas lumiliit yung energy na nakukuha. Alright. So kuha po ba? So now, ano ba, since pinag-uusapan natin ay yung mga hayop or yung organisms, so dahil kainan ang pinag-uusapan natin, kung paano ba nagkakaroon ng transfer of energy from one organism to another. So we will go and discuss to you kung paano kinakain o nagtatransmit ng energy ang isang organism to another. So they are categorized into 3, okay, in which the first one is the herbivores. So when we talk about this, based on the video that you are watching, kung sana na-enjoy nyo po yung video natin, we have here a goat. Ayan. So hello po. Ayan, may mga, ayan. So herbivores those are the animals that eat mainly plants. So sila lang yung mga hayop na kumakain ng mga plants. So this includes the leaves, so kahit na bulaklak, seeds, yung roots, yung fruits, pollen, and different anything that serves as the producer. Okay, sila yon. Yun lang yung kinakain nila. So, yung mga example natin, we have the deer, horses, rabbits, cows, bees, sheep, and grasshoppers. So, from this one, syempre, kung nakikita nyo yung kambing dito, ang ating producer dito is yung halaman. Kasi siya, nakukuha yung halaman ng energy coming from the sun through the process of photosynthesis. Okay, so dahil kinain ni herbivore, okay, yung mga herbivore animals natin, napupunta sa kanila yung energy. Okay, the next one is we have carnivores. Ayan, so may pa-video tayo. So these are the animals or even plants that eat mainly meat. Okay, this includes insects and all animals. So ibig sabihin, yung mga animals na nakakategorize as carnivores, hindi sila kumakain ng plants, hindi sila kumakain ng seeds, ng prutas. Ang kinakain lang nila is meat. Okay, gaya ng example natin dito, even yung halaman, ayan o, okay, ay kumakain ng insekto. So yung karne ng insekto, yung meat niya, is nakakakuha siya ng energy dun sa insect. So just like yung isa pa nating video, here, okay, so yung tiger, okay, is namatay dito yung pinatay nila nung tiger yung isang animal. So siguro ito ay elephant. Okay, yun lang ang kinakain nila. So some carnivores are the felines, the birds of prey, the sharks, frogs. Okay, we have here spiders. Ayan. So yung mga birds of prey natin, we have the eagles, hawks, owls, and lions, tigers, and all cats. So mean you say carnivores, ang kinakain lang nila ay meat. Alright, so moving on our third uh, example or type of way on how the plants and animals eat. The next one is the omnivores. Dito sa omnivores naman, ang ito yung mga organisms or animals na kumakain both plants and animals. So tayo as a human being, tayo yung example or best example ng tinatawag nating omnivores. Kasi tayo, pwede tayong kumain ng mga plant or gulay, okay, mga plants, and also meat. Kumakain din tayo ng meat. So, pwedeng fried chicken, pwedeng karne ng manok, karne ng baboy, karne ng baka, so on and so forth. So, we have here examples. We have the humans, the bears, ayan. We have the panda, ayan nga siya. Si raccoons, and even primates, the apes, and the monkeys na meron tayo. Kung familiar kayo sa mga yun, okay, pag napunta kayo ng zoo, they are all classified as omnivores. Alright, so ayan, nandiyan pa ang ating mga grade 8 learners. Ayan, refresh lang natin ang ating comment section. Alright, so moving on. Alright, so we already done discussing our topic. Now let's moving on to the activities that we have. Are you ready, grade 8 learners? So we have here as what we have, the perfect match. The direction is choose the correct letter that corresponds the given terminology. Ready na tayo, guys, ng first question or first statement rather. They obtain their energy from the producers. So, is it letter A, consumer, or letter B, decomposer? Alright, let's see our, ayan, ready na daw si Sir Alfredo Reliora, si Antricia Valenzuela, si Marniel, si Kathleya, si Ginger, alright, si Aidan. So, from our first statement, according to this, Sir Alfredo, so consumer, letter A ang kanyang answer. Si Kathleya, letter A ang answer. Si Cyril, si Ma'am Ninita Martin, letter A also. Ginger, Lorenzo, Leia, Aidan, okay, Leia de Vera. So let's see. All right, the first so is consumer. Very good. Okay, for our second statement. Okay. So these are organisms that break down dead or decaying organisms. Is it letter A, decomposer, or letter B, producer? So we are now on our statement number 2. Okay, while waiting for our answers, ayan, hello po sa mga taga DMMNHS. Ayan. So we are now on our second statement. Kay Janelle Triñanes answered letter A, as well as Ma'am Ninita, as well as Daisy, Lorenzo, Marniel, and Tricia. Alright, Kimberly Manaog, letter A. Cyril Alcantara, Angel Nolasco, letter A. And Tricia Valenzuela also answered letter A. Let's see. Okay, what is the correct answer? Alright, so the answer is letter A, decomposer. Okay, alright. Okay, next. Okay, ako kinakabahan, baka lumabas ang ating question. Ay, ang ating answer sa ating PowerPoint. Okay, for our third, okay, these are organisms that feed on plants. Okay, they are the primary consumer. Okay, is it letter A, omnivores, letter B, herbivores? Okay, we have our third statement. All right. Oh, so Sir Alfredo Reliora answered letter B, herbivores. Janelle Cabilin answered letter B. Aidan Daipuyart. All right. So Krisha Cruz, letter B also. Okay, Janelle Cabilin, letter B. And Tricia Valenzuela answered letter B. So, very well. So, the answer is letter B. Thank you very much. So for our fourth statement, okay, this is the interlocking of food chains. Is it letter A, food pyramid, or letter B, food web? We are now on our fourth um, statement, the interlocking of food chain. So ito yung madaming simplified food chains ng iba't ibang mga animals. So Lorenzo DRG answered letter B, food web. All right. Laika Galang Pagdanganan answered letter B also. Aidan Daypuyart, Lawrence DRG, Kathleen Soriano answered letter G, as well as Ginger Alonso. Okay, the answer is letter B. Thank you very much. Ayan, good. For our last statement, okay. All right. So these are organisms that feed on meat. They are the secondary consumer. So is it letter A, carnivores, or letter B, omnivores? We are now down to the fifth statement. So what is this? Okay, everyone. So while waiting for them, they're still answering the question number 4, the statement number 4. We have here Laika Galang Pagdanganan answered first. Her answer is letter A, as well as Ginger Alonso, Kimberly Manaog, Christian Alvaro. Ayan, so Cyril Alcantara answered letter A. And Trisha Valenzuela also answered letter A. So the answer is carnivores. Very well said. Okay, thank you very much. So for our second activity, so direction or based on the figure, we have here the figures and also different animals. We have mouse, rabbit, lizard, beetle, snake, hawk, screw. We have also decomposers, cabbage, shrub, and grass. All you need to do is to identify. Okay, from our first question, okay, actually madami siya. Okay, kaya lang, from this, based on this, sino o alin yung producer natin dito? Okay, so nagkaroon ng 5/5 si Leia. Ayan. Ayan, si Marniel also got 5/5 on our previous activity. So from our activity here, magbigay lang kayo ng kahit isa, okay, na kung yung consider natin as the producer based dito sa ating food web. Okay. Ayan, wala na lang nag-go-ghost na naman yung net. Ha ha ha. Hello, kaya pa yan, Kimberly Manaog. Alright. Alright, so according to Sir Alfredo Reliora, producers are the cabbage, grass, and shrub. So according to Lorenzo, okay, ang grass daw ang isa sa mga producer. We have Janelle Cabilin, grass. We have Janelle Triñanes, grass, cabbage, shrub. Alright. Katlea Soriano answered also grass. So the answer for this, we have grass, cabbage, and shrub. Alright? They are the producers kasi sila yung mga nakakakuha na sa kanila pinakamadaming energy kasi from the sun. Okay, second one, we have identify the same figure tayo, guys. No? Okay, identify the primary consumers. Ayan. Primary consumers. Our second statement, give me nga pala atin. Give me. Ang ating title of our activity. So, which one or alin dito sa mga to yung consider natin as the primary consumers? Yung unang nakinabang sa ating mga producers. Alright, we have here Justin Layug. He answered mouse, rabbit, and beetle. Janelle Cabilin answered mouse. According to Aidan, beetle. Alright, Cyril Alcantara, mouse, rabbit, beetle. Kay Ginger ay mouse. Alright. Kay Jamela, mouse. Ginger, mouse. Antricia, mouse, rabbit, beetle. Laika Galang, mouse, and rabbit. Kay Katlea, beetle. So let's answer what will be our correct answer for this activity. Very good. So our primary consumers here are the mouse, the rabbit, and the beetle because they were the one who first considered as a primary consumer. Sila yung unang kumain dun sa ating mga producers na grass, cabbage, and shrub na makikita natin sa ating figure. So our third, I think this will be the last for the give me activity. All right. Which one from this we have the different animals, 'di ba? Na makikita niyo. Which one or which animal has the most number to eat? Okay. Pinakamadaming animal na makakain. Alright. So, sino dito? So, ibig sabihin, isa lang. Most. Okay, we have here answer Janelle Cabilin, the hawk. Alright, Lorenzo, the hawk also. Okay, Lea De Vera, hawk. Justin Layog, hawk. Kurt, Furok, hawk with a question mark. Like Agalang Pagdanganan, hawk. Cyril, hawk. Ayan, nabubulol na ako. According to Angel naman, snake yung kanya. Okay, Lea De Vera, hawk. Okay, so we have here Antrisha, hawk. So let's read the answer. The answer is hawk. Very good, grade 8 learners and also teachers who are participating in our online tutorial session. Thank you very much. So good job to everyone. All right, so moving on. Ayan, we are now on our assessment. So let's ready. Okay, the direction is read each question carefully and choose the letter of the correct answer. Use a separate sheet of paper for your answers or comment it down. All right. Are you ready for the first question is, all right, nakabahan ako, baka lumabas ang sagot. In a food pyramid, the amount of energy that any level of organism receives increases. Is it letter A, across the pyramid? Letter B, down the pyramid? Letter C, in all levels? Or letter D, up to the pyramid? Okay, in a food pyramid, the amount of energy that any level of organism receives increases. Okay, which one? We have now on our assessment. Okay, Lorenzo DRG answered letter B. Laika Galang answered letter A. All right, Trisha Goho Cruz answered letter B. Okay, Sir Alfredo answered letter B. Justin Layog, letter B. Janelle Triñanes, letter B. Ann Trisha, letter A. Ginger also answered letter A. So let's see. What is the correct answer? We have letter B, down the pyramid. Kasi nasa kanila yung producers, kaya sila yung may pinakamadaming energy na nare-receive. Alright? Second question, where does the food chain start? A, consumer, letter B, decomposer, letter C, producer, or letter D, any of the following? Sino yung nag-start ng food chain? Okay, we are now on the second question of our assessment. Let's see your comments. We have, let's see, and hintay natin, they are still answering the first question. Lorenzo DRG answered letter C, the producer. Alright, Katlea Soriano answered letter C. Like Agalang Pagdanganan, letter C. Alright, Cyril Alcantara answered letter C. Alright, and Trisha Valenzuela answered letter C. Alright, and most of them answered letter C. Let's see if letter C is the correct answer. Alright, very good. The answer is letter C, producer. And for our last question, I hopefully, okay, what level of an organism is found at the top of the food pyramid? Is it letter A, producers? All right. Ayan. Letter B, primary consumers. Letter C, secondary consumers. Or letter D, tertiary consumers. Again, what level of an organism is found at the top of the food pyramid? Is it letter A, producers? Letter B, primary consumers? Letter C, secondary consumers? Letter D, tertiary consumers? So the one who answered first is Rain Eugenio. He answered letter D, followed by Aidan Daipuyart. And then, like Agalang Pagdanganan answered letter D also. Cyril Alcantara, letter D. Christian Alvaro answered letter D also. Let's see. All right, very good. The answer is letter D. Ayan. Okay, good job everyone. So commentary score, isang fantastic or fantastic rather and amazing na summative assessment or assessment ang for this afternoon ang ating sinagutan. So let's see. Let me see your score. We have 3/3, Janelle Cabilin, good job. We have Trisha Cruz, 3/3, good job. Kurt Furok, 3/3. Lorenzo DRG, Jamela Osdanya, 3/3. Congratulations everyone. Mary Rose Santos, 3/3. As well as Antrisha Valenzuela, 2/3. Okay lang yan. As well as Train Eugenio. All right, for our side task for the week. Ayan. So, paki-ready na po ang inyong screenshot. We have here, 3 slide yata to if not mistaken. On social media, we saw people who are attempting to be slim and fit by trying different kinds of diet, such as the ketogenic diet, the vegetarian diet, the Weight Watchers, the South Beach diet, and the raw food diet. All of them have their own explanation on how they can help us to be fit and slim. Okay. Direction. Based on the table below, or based on the table that will be presented, which do you think is the best kind of diet and why? All right? So, which one? Ayan. So, screenshot lang po mga kaibigan. Is it ketogenic diet? Okay. Vegetarian diet? Weight Watchers? South Beach diet? And raw food diet? So, alin dito, i-answer, i-arrange nyo to in order. Okay. Kung sino yung may pinaka, yung may best diet from arrange na, number 1 yung pinaka the best, so number 5 yung pinaka hindi the best. So screenshot lang po for the description of each kind of diet. Ayan. So ayan, still commenting po sila. Ayan, thank you very much. So ayan, we already done our online tutorial session for this afternoon. So ayan, so thank you very much din po. And again, grade 8 learners, share our online tutorial session for this afternoon para mas madami naman tayong makakapanood sa atin at mas marami ang matututo. Up next po si Tutor Kevin from SDO Calamba and Tutor Vandong from SDO Malabon. On behalf of Tutor C from SDO Tarlac Province, my name is Tutor Marky from SDO Balacan. Laging po nating tandaan, Sagham, ikaw, ako, tayong lahat ang bida. Goodbye everyone. Thank you very much.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag #ETUlayLevelUp. Huwag aalis ha, dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan. Dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!